I'm back. So that 200 dome thing had to be put on hold since none of my bases are showing up for my wife, who is on a completely separate account. And they're also not showing up for people who've used some of my other bases too. So before I sink any more just dozens of hours into that, I decided I'd come out here, go to a new planet, started a new portal, and show you how I make the tiny little orbital farms that are only like 20 domes. Because I haven't done that. I've made 2 of them, now nobody can see them. I think the reason nobody sees my bases is because there's a community event going on right now, centered on Portal on some planet. And they were afraid people would try to grief people by building boxes around the portal so they couldn't get in and out. Shit like that. So they changed the way bases around portals work. And now none of my shit shows up. So I did a quick test. I went and I built a base like maybe, I think it was like 500 or 700 units from a portal. My wife went out and checked it out and didn't see it, but later she did, and then she kept seeing it after that. So since this isn't a huge investment of time, maybe this will work, maybe it won't. Maybe no one will ever get to see my bases ever again. I don't know, because this company does not communicate with people. It patches stuff without telling you. Like, this was a stealth patch that killed all my bases in multiplayer. Or not in multiplayer, but, you know, bases outside of multiplayer. You should be able to see people's bases whether or not they have multiplayer on if people upload them. Well, I've uploaded all of mine repeatedly. Like, I have a routine for that. Like, almost every day I would go and upload every base again, even if I hadn't used it for anything in days, just to keep sending it to the servers so that sooner or later it would stick and then people would be able to see it. And I had some success with that. Like, 2 of my orbitals, people could see them and they'd mine them, or farm them rather, and stuff like that. And then those same people, when I asked them, they said they can't see it anymore. So what changed? These fucking bullshit little stealth patches. Or maybe, you know, 1.58 killed it. I don't know. But so what we're going to do, here's a portal. I just found this planet. I just claimed it. It's mine. And now I'm going to build a... Well, I don't need to build a beacon. I got my ships right there. That'll be a good way to measure. And this portal here, which side's the active side? That is... I always try to build it the opposite side of the active side if it's not right on top of it. That way when people pop out of the portal, they'll see it, like, over there. So here we go. We're going to head this way. And we'll try to get, like, I don't know how far we're going to get here. I want this to be visible from the portal, at least. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. There's 1 free ferrite dust for me. Alright, so at the top of this hill, we are at 195 from the ship, which is going to be 200 from the portal. So we got to keep going. It's hard to go in the right direction here. How do I get this directly behind me? How do I figure that out? Straight up and no? Alright. How do I figure out what is directly behind me? There's really no way, so I'll just have to eyeball it. Just about there. Alright. Moving right along here. Obviously I'm not building a base right now, so this really isn't a base building video, but it will be momentarily. Let's see, there's another hill over here that's kind of clear. Be a good spot to set down, I guess. And we'll check we'll go up this way a little bit here. Get a little more elevation. Check our distance again. Where is it? 368 from the portal. I have heard that, like, the base computer has a radius of 300 in every direction. I've heard that it's 300 in a diameter, so 150 in every direction. I don't know. So I'm just going to go to 500. Or try to. And there's some nice view over here too. So this is... Oh, what's that? I don't see anything stalking around it, so I'm not too worried about it. Alright, so this is a pretty good view right here, and 412, man. Oh. I think I could go out to this ridge and then build towards, because I'm going to use stairs. Now, there's a way you can do this where you can just build and build and build, and then when you get to the limit, there's some little tricks you can do to go higher than the limit and go right up to the edge of space until there's no oxygen and you just start getting killed. And some people put their stuff way up there. I'm sure if you look on Reddit or something like that, there's a million posts of people doing orbitals. For me, it's not even worth the trouble anymore. I mean, I tried to do that. I could never get it to work right. And even doing max height is just more trouble than it's worth. I just want it up off the ground so it has... When I make these little ones, they're for people with poopy computers. So We'll try to make it up off the ground. That looks pretty nice there, too. That's a pretty nifty little view. And looks like there's a monument or something down there, an alien monument. So there's a lot of stuff in this area to look at. It's pretty nifty. And the portal is 517 away. That's plenty. And we'll just build out this way right here. So first we got to slap down the old base computer. So when you come out and you're going to build a base, bring a lot of stuff with you. I use the concrete, so a lot of pure ferrite and ferrite dust. This is mostly pure ferrite, actually. But I use that for laying the decks and all that. What else? This is stuff for domes and all that, which I just have handy in case I need to test something. Metal plating and ion batteries and microprocessors and dihydrogen jelly. So I can build save points, teleporters, that sort of thing. And chromatic metal, of course, for the base computer. And the powdered ferrite you can get pretty much anywhere. Once you get everything set up, you can build a little room, put a trade terminal in it, and just buy powdered ferrite. Probably in small amounts, though. So you have to go up to the space station to get large amounts. So here we go. And I like the way those birds are circling out there, too, because they'll always be circling in basically the same place. Which one was it? The Darabonte one that some dude overwrote. There was a whole big thing of those flying sky turd snake things that were always hovering over it. No matter how many times I came back, they were always in the same spot, and there was a ton of them. So those birds add to the look. This valley is really actually pretty cool. There's a structure there. There's a structure down here. I think there's some kind of resource doodad down there. So here we go. Let's crap out a base computer. And our base computer will go right there. Back out of that menu. We'll go to the base computer. Okay, I'm going to claim this base. There we go. And yeah, we have a nice straight shot there. As long as we build we'll build like right about this way. And of course, I'm not making it square to the portal or nothing like that. I guess I could build walls all the way back to the portal and figure out what it is and then build back if it would let me. But I really do not see the point. So we've got a base here. Let's give it a name that we'll remember so we don't have to pick it out of a bunch of random base names when we get to the teleporter at the space station. And we'll rename the base. Let's see. I built this on the reanimator system on the Herbert West planet, so... what did they call that green stuff that they put in there? Well, we can just rename it later. Right now we'll just call it reanimator... Time waster. This is just killing time till I can figure out what I'm doing with my real bases. Because I have no way to know, because there's no communication from the game company as to why my bases are disappearing. And other people are having weird issues too. I'm hoping in 3 days when the community event ends that this bullshit will just end. It'll just be a temporary problem. But I've gone through, I haven't worked on a base in over 24 hours. So I've just spent most of that time just doing different trying to figure out what the problem is, just trying to diagnose it using my wife and my separate accounts to try to see what's visible and what isn't. And I really have learned nothing. So I'm just going to do this so I don't just get completely upset with it. Try to have some fun. So here we go. There's the base. We've named it. And then turn right back around. Upload it, and then look and see. Okay, the discovery services are active. That's good. I've noticed the ones where I'm next to a portal, especially that big one I did the video on that I didn't finish. As soon as I try to upload my base, the discovery services would just shut off. It'd go green, red as soon as I switch to it after uploading the base. So it's not doing that now. That's kind of encouraging, I guess. So let's see here. So we're going to start out, of course, since we're going up in the air. How do you go up in the air? You do that with stairs. Let's see how many stairs we can make. We can make 58 stairs, which isn't many. There might be more in my ship, so now that I've established that the portal is over there, I'll bring my ship over here. Oops. Get up here if you're going to make noises, so you can just stare at me. That's less annoying. Get the cheese wagon over here. Alright. Get in and out to save real quick. Never save enough. It says scalding rainstorms. That hasn't happened yet, so maybe I'll get lucky. There's really no powdered ferrite in here. That's sad. Okay, well, we'll get started anyways. So I can always just delete behind me. Alright, so let's try to figure out an orientation here. That's there. If only I could just, like, figure out what 90 degrees would be. I guess I can if I line up with this. So 90 degrees would be facing the edge of the shield thing. Well, of course, I'm always facing the edge of the shield thing. It doesn't matter which way I rotate. Okay, so it'd be the edge of the outside shield thing and the upper edge of the inside upper shield lined up. I guess like this right here. Yeah, that looks about where I want it. Okay, so this is kind of like a 90-degree angle, but not really at all. But I want to make it so you can see what's going on there from the portal, because I'll still be giving out the portal address eventually, someday. So, less talk, more work. Alright, now the fun begins. Oh, well, I can't just start out by setting one of those down, I guess. I gotta start out with that. And then this will not snap to it the way I want it to. We've gone over this before, that nothing works the way you want it to. Try rotating it. There we go. That rotate, it never occurred to me that I could use that for these kind of problems. Alright, oh, it's even a little sunny. That's nice. I've also learned that if the planet has any kind of clouds, once you get up into the cloud deck, it's impossible to take screenshots and stuff like that, because it just looks like ass. And I'm using, okay, we're using the wrong stairs here. Not the little stairs, those use less mats. There we go. That's half as much mats. And there's the stairs. Of course, you're more likely to fall off them, but I fall off stuff constantly anyways. So I can build 113 of these bad boys. Now, distance, there's a distance limit. Is once you get so far from the base computer, it's the same as the height limit, kind of. You just simply cannot build anymore, and it'll only let you throw down exocraft bays and stuff like that. So started with 113, I think. So we're going to go to 63. So we're going 50 in one direction, and then we'll go back to the portal, and we'll check out the positioning and decide what it looks like from there and make sure it's visible. And then we'll go back and forth from there to go straight up, or if it's going too far, then we'll double back towards the base computer. They go to 63, just so we know how far we're going. Okay. Okay. So where are we now? Well, I can't really fucking tell because it's so hazy. Which is fine, because eventually the haze will block out the ground, which means that the computer won't have to work so hard. So this is not that far in terms of where that valley is here. Okay, I can see that monument there. I don't know if that's not a monument. That's just some other bullshit like ruins or something. So we've laid down 50 of these. I guess we'll go a little farther. We'll go to 75. So we're going to go to 75. We need 25 more. That'll take us down to 38. Alright, so from here, well, everything's just a fucking white blur now, which is fine. I don't know. It's not always cloudy, I'm sure. This is really strange, though. Okay. Fuck it. This is just about building the base more than anything and making a video. So, we are right here. We'll go down and we'll go look at it from the perspective of the portal, although I suspect we're not going to be able to see a damn thing. You can kind of see it right there. See, that's actually fairly high. I mean, that right there really honestly is high enough for me. Because I want the base to be big enough to be obviously visible. You put it up too high and it's kind of tiny. I did that with my other two orbitals. They're quite a ways up there. And it's pretty cool, when you're up there and you can see the ground and you can barely even see the portal because you're so high up in the air. But in the end, I want this thing to be visually apparent to people when they come out of the portal with little prompting. Let's see. See, we're far enough from the base computer where it won't let us make parts. So that gives me some assurance that we're not in some kind of danger zone because of the proximity to the portal. And I tried using the save editor to move my base computers, and I even tried to copy some of the text. Okay, that's cool. Right there, we can see that. So that's where we're going to put, yeah, we'll put the base. Well, we'll bring it back a little bit. Because people come out, they're probably going to be standing like right here. So we're going to come back and then go down a little bit. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. So we'll come back about, let's see, if that's 75, I want to come back 25 and go across, and then we'll come back and check for reference again. Again, very little building in this video that's supposed to be about base building. It's more about me talking to someone who isn't there to keep myself interested and focused on the task at hand. And this cat is just driving me nuts. It will not stop making this noise at me. And then when I speak about him or I look at him, he immediately looks at the wife as though she's going to feed him, which she is not. Shut up. God. Like, okay, so I'm going to alienate 50% of the 0 people that are going to watch this video. Or any other video I make. I do not like dogs. And a big part of the reason I do not like dogs, and I don't mean I don't like them like in a personal way, like if I see a dog, I'll still pet it and stuff like that, and I might even play with it, but I don't want a dog in my house, and I don't want my neighbors having dogs, because those fucking things do nothing but bark. You've got a dog, and you're like, well, my dog doesn't bark that much. Bullshit. You've tuned it out. It drives me nuts. So, it's kind of ironic that now I've got a cat, and I've had this cat for 13 years and change. And all he does anymore is he just sits there about 4 to 5 feet from me, tries as hard as he can to make eye contact, and whenever he can, he just goes, all day. All fucking day. The only time he doesn't do that is when he's asleep, or he's sitting up here, or he's packing his face with food. And that's it. So I've got a really noisy vocal cat. Alright, and let's throw down one of these, because I said we were going to go across. Move back a little bit. So put one of these down, which is going to eat up more ferrite dust. Do I got any carbon on me? I guess I could just use these ugly-ass wood ones. God, I hate these wood ones. Holy cow. Oh, I only got enough carbon for 8 of those. Oh, what's the other option? Metal components? That uses ferrite dust as well. Okay, that doesn't make sense. So, looks like we're using this. This only uses 20 of them. So we'll just have a very small platform in which to stand. No, but I mean, we also need to travel a distance here, so it's still going to use the same amount of materials to travel anyways. I can go 1 step with 20 or 2 steps with 40. It's the same fucking thing. Alright, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Why are you counting? Well, because pretty much one of those stairs moves laterally, you know, from point A to point B as it moves up. And it's the exact same distance as one of these panels. So I'm going to go 25 of these the other way. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Alright, so this is at this height right here, and what I'm going to do is I'll make something roughly the width of the base. And I think these at the most will be like 5 or 6 wide. I can't remember. I'll look at pictures of my other orbital bases. I'm going to make this basically the same, except my drip tray is going to use less mats because drip tray is what I call the part where if you fall through it catches you. Instead of building a whole area, like a whole separate deck, like a whole wall length lower, I'm just going to do what I did on the arms of that really huge base, and I'm just going to pack another panel directly under the bottom of the dome. So we'll go 3 by 3 with this, or whatever this is, 3 by 6 or something like that. It's not going to be this wide, I can already tell. It'll only be that wide, like when we're putting the landing pads on it. Will be the widest point. Alright, so that's where it's at. This is at a height of 75, but it's 25 back. And hop off here. Oh, better get out of that menu. That eliminated just about any forward progress I could have gotten out of that. And here come the trees. See, it's still a good chunk of air before you hit the ground here. And it helps that this is also my base computer, and where I started the stairs are substantially higher elevation than the portal is. If you look at the portals, you'll notice that they actually cut into the earth and they're always very flat around them. And I don't know if like those just go down to like there's a base low level that each planet will be, like where 0 is at basically, and that's where it plants the portals. But you'll always notice no matter what the topography is like, wherever the portal's sitting will just be completely flat for a substantial circle of area. So far, no terrible storms out of this planet, and I've been here for like 15 minutes or more. It doesn't show me a recording length, but I mean, I've been back and forth a little bit and all that. And you can see, like I said, there's a low point here. I don't think it's lower than that big valley, though, so maybe that valley's like below 0 elevation. But I mean, it's like there's some kind of sea level on every planet, and that's where the fucking portal is at. So we'll get right here. Here's where you pop out when you portal, and yeah, that's definitely got to go lower. And maybe a little bit towards this direction, too. Yep, so I need to get up there, get on the platform, turn left, and build stairs down. So that's what we're going to do. Because I got something I got to do before I go to bed tonight that takes about 10 minutes. So I got about another half hour. So while we're over here, we'll just go ahead and upload this base again. Should anything unfortunate happen. And Discovery services are still active, gives me hope. And then the long walk back up. Alright, so I said I was going to come up to the deck, and I was going to turn left and build down. First thing I can do here is I can get more mats by getting rid of all these, because these no longer serve a purpose right here. Alright, so now we're going to build down. Alright, oh, look at that. It must have not realized what I was trying to do, because otherwise it would have done the opposite. So it's 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, shit, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and I'm out of shit. And I put one in the wrong spot. Alright. I've about had it with, kind of get some mats by doing this here. And see if we can throw a landing pad down there or some shit. Alright, good enough. So I had 13. Will I remember that number? Probably not. Is this ugly ass wood wall. And that ugly ass wood wall. And now let's see, did I bring enough materials to do this very essential step? Oh, I fucking did. That's just great. Available to build 1. Alright, so that's there. I don't have a navigation data, so I can't call my ship up to it, unfortunately. It's sad, but whatever. There's 13 steps there already. Got myself some forward motion. We're going to head to the ship. Off to the space station. Pretty much every station has an abundance of the ferrite dust. And there it is, in abundance. So we'll just load up on that. Alright, and then the ultimate in laziness, I'm just teleporting straight to my base with this shit. Alright, here we are at the Reanimator Time Waster base, and there's my stairs. That was kind of scary for a second there. Alright, and we're just going to take the old ship, which is melded into the earth right here for no reason. Oh, that's... Great job, Hello Games. So now I can see underneath everything into the water that you're not supposed to see into, and we're out of there. And now we just got to get up. Get up. This landing pad. When you get up real high, you'll want to drop beacons on stuff and stuff like that, just to be on the safe side. And also, getting out of this is always frightening. I always try to pull back on the stick when I get out, just to be safe. Alright. Okay, so I did remember there are 13... Oh, what the fuck? 13 steps going down, so the next one we place will be 14. Again, just for as a measurement of like what the size of the base is here. And these, it's 20 domes, so I mean it'll be like 50 long going that way. And I always try to put it sideways from the portal so people see the full length of it. And we'll go 4. I really think it's only going to be about 4, not counting the landing pads. And we'll walk out 1, 2, 5, 6, 9, 10 of those. Get out of the build menu. Move a little quicker. Why am I going back up this way? Because I'm not jumping down there again. Now I have an access to my ship. As long as it's under the cloud deck so people can see it, I guess we're good to go. I'm really tempted to make it like lower and just like make it like a comically low orbital. Like 150 foot off the ground. Already people are stealing my landing pad. That's the worst thing about putting that landing pad there, is the minute you put it there, just shit's gonna be landing on it left and right, and you gotta like wait in line to use your own landing pad. Yep, there goes another guy landing on it. Okay, so I could get up there. Right there is nice, but I think I could go back this way a little bit and lower, just for some contrast with the rings. Like, how much lower would I go? Maybe another 25? We'll try it. So we'll turn to the right at the bottom of those stairs and go 25 down. See where that gets us. Of course, there's someone on my fucking landing pad. Get off, man. So we were going to turn right and go down another 25. Let me reclaim this shit first. A 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Well, 20 is already pretty low. Well, if it's too low, that's no big deal. We'll just come back and go higher. Oops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, I got a couple options here. I could have just built up to this height to begin with, but I mean, where's the fun in that? I had to try a couple different things. See what's going to look the best when people pop out of that portal, because it's all about curb appeal. Alright, and then we'll drop this, and this will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And remember, this is going to go closer to 50. And, you know, I'm just going to jump down there and I'll call my ship when I get there. That way the landing pad's not getting hogged. Alright, so going 25 is just too far. So I'm going to go up 10, and then I'm going to build in the other direction that way. And then that ought to do it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. And then we'll drop some more of this. And these are the small ones. Just what I wanted. Any way to delete that one? At least not yet. Two, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So that's gonna be like 1/4 of the length of it. And I'm just gonna go down there one more time and look and just make sure this is what I want. I mean, I want to be confident that I'm doing something that I'll be pleased with when I'm done. Okay, I can kind of see it right there. There it is. And you probably know, because it makes you look like this, I think, when you come through the portal. Or maybe like this. Either way, you're not going to see it right away. But if the instructions tell people, when I give the portal coordinates out, where to go and how to get there, then we should be good to go. So we're going to summon the cheese wagon here. Oops. Or we'll summon the cheese wagon really far away because we weren't paying attention. Alright, so let's put a... What are we doing? Oh, yeah, we're going to build a base. Alright, well, let's go do a little bit of cleanup first. I got the time here. Oh, random damage. One of the best parts of base building. Look at this. What is going on? Why am I taking damage? And like, when I'm doing the deleting the stairs thing, I'll always put like a warning track there. Like, I'll put some walls or something like that. Make it less terrible. Alright, so this is where we're going to be at right here. We can put in a temporary, maybe we can put in a temporary landing pad here. I don't know if I had enough mats for 2. Big money, no whammies. Stop on... Oh, I've got the mats. Alright, great. Just have to do cleanup tonight, so I'm going to do some cleanup, and that's probably going to be it for the night. It definitely is. So I'm going to do some cleanup, and then I'll come back tomorrow when I get done doing all my stuff that my running around I got to do tomorrow, and I'll get down to the meat of actually making the base. So there it is, like a 1-hour video on just trying to figure out where in the sky to put the stupid little base. Brought to you by me. Oh, I can't delete it because the starship is there. All right, let me shut this off.